absolute value. Absolute value is always denoted by those lines right here. This means the absolute value. We treat absolute value lines as if they were parentheses. Okay, so the absolute value of -4, the distance from -4 to 0 is 4. Therefore, the absolute value of -4 equals 4. Absolute value will always be positive when it's inside the absolute value bars.
I just thought, like, if it's in there and it has a negative number, you just take away the 2.
Because it's the distance from 0, and distance is always positive. Okay? So the number 5, you have the absolute value of -5 minus the absolute value of 2. Again, we treat it as if they were parentheses. So PEMDAS, parentheses first. The absolute value of -5 is 5 minus the absolute value of 2 is 2. So then 5 minus 2 is 3. Questions on that? Jada?
So, I thought when we
So the absolute value of 8 is what? 8, because the distance from 0 to 8 is 8. 2 plus the absolute value of -3. What's the absolute value of -3? 3. So what's 2 plus 3? 5. And then you have the absolute value of -6, which is -5 gives us 1. Questions on that? Okay, flip the page. Okay, up at the top, we're reading example 6. So it says Nick climbs 50 feet up a rock wall and then climbs 22 feet down to the landing. We're going to figure out the total distance that he climbs. So since we're talking about the total distance, we're going to use absolute value because absolute value is the distance. Okay, so if I was to climb up 30 feet, it'd be the absolute value of, if it's up 30, is that going to be positive or negative? Up, so it'd be positive 30, plus, since we're figuring out the total, the absolute value of 22 feet down, how would you write that? Negative 22, okay? They actually give you that expression, but that's how they get it. So then what's the absolute value of 30? Plus, what's the absolute value of -22?
22.
So then 30 plus 22 is?
52.
So that would be the total distance that he climbs. Even though he went up and down, he still climbed that total distance, yes.
What is the one thing where